Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. It is your boy, Key, with your boy, Shooting Star Sheriff, back for season 3, officially season 3 of Nerd Shit, the podcast, episode 17. And we got a hot one for you today. We have a hot one for you today. We got a couple topics we're going to go over. We got new sections and stuff like that. This is like a real podcast now, right? Right. We got the opening section, the main topic. We're going to talk about E3. We're going to get into our predictions and stuff like that. Nintendo is at E3 this year. That's crazy, right? Because Nintendo hasn't been at E3 in a minute, right? We're going to talk about that, our predictions and everything like that. And then we're going to get into Hey, listen, right? Where we tell you all of the hot news going on in the nerd world, right? So we want you to listen to all of this shit that we're talking about, all of this nerd shit that's going on within the world of nerdom. And then we also have our what is that? That's Quest music. That's crazy, right? It's called our quest log, right? So we're gonna get into all of the games that we're playing, stuff like that. And like games that we're looking forward to, games that we need to get back to, games that are in our backlog, games that are in our quest log, the current stuff we're playing and all of that. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. We've been away for a minute, but we wanted to bring episode 17 back in a big way and let you all know what we got planned and stuff like that. We're going to try to get as many episodes out to you in season 3 as possible. Anytime some nerd shit is going on in the world, we're going to type it down, put it in our little notebook, our little shared notebook, and we're going to get right to you all with it, right? Let me see. We're gonna get started. Actually, I need to get a boy Shooting Star Sheriff time to introduce himself, man. Yo, say hello to the people, man, for episode 17.
Yo, what is good? Y'all already know the vibes. The sheriff is here. We back talking some nerd shit. It's good to be back, man. Feels like it's been a very long time.
It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time, and it's been a long time coming. I've been wanting to get back to it heavy, but life happens, shit happens. It is what it is. But we're back now, and we know you're ready. We know you're ready for some nerd shit. I know everybody has been waiting on this. If you're watching this on YouTube, you have the video experience, right? But if you're listening to this, on wherever you get your podcast at, it is what it is. It is what it is. I hope you still enjoy it. Put it on while you're driving on a long trip, or you're just chilling, doing some homework or something like that. Whatever it might be, put this on, because this is gonna be a ride. This is gonna be a nice one. This is gonna be a nice beefy one. Also shout out to the Facebook crew. We see y'all. You know what I'm saying? We put out 2 test episodes, and if you haven't, check those out. Definitely go to Facebook, our nerd shit Facebook, and check those out. Those are some really, really, really good episodes, honestly. And that was us just kind of testing out the equipment and stuff like that. It's because I got some new equipment, as you can see. We got the new we got the nerd shit intro that I made myself. I made the beat myself. It's not the best beat in the world. I'm still learning. The nerd shit intro is definitely going to change, because that's not the best beat in the world, but it kind of sounds dope a little bit, right? I don't know. Anyway, if you haven't seen the Facebook episodes, definitely go check those out. I don't know if we have like an official name for the Facebook episodes. They're just like Facebook mini episodes. Maybe we're gonna call those the quest log as well. But also, I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this. Right here. E3, right? E3 is coming back. Do you know the exact date that E3 is supposed to come back?
Isn't it this? It's I thought. Well, isn't it this? Oh, well, no, it's not. This week. It's next week. Next, like Wednesday or Thursday.
Probably. I have the E3 website up right now. Let me see schedule. The E3, okay, it's coming back June 12th. That's Saturday. Okay, so E3 is coming up Saturday, right? I wanted to like stream the entire E3, but that's impossible. The entirety of E3 is like what? That shit's 4 days long. and each event is like 45 minutes to like 2 hours long. That's crazy for us to try to do that and cover that entire thing. It's two people over here. It's 2-man team. We can't do that. But we're definitely going to be able to you know, get some information to bring to you all for an episode 18 when we talk about the aftermath of the show and stuff like that. But yeah, E3 is coming up on the 12th, and let me see when Nintendo is doing their thing, because that's what I wanted to touch on first. There's Bandai Namco, you know what I'm saying? There's GameSpot, whatever. Razer, Capcom. Ooh, Capcom. We got to talk about Capcom. Is it? No, that's Sega. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not sure what Capcom gonna have. They might have Capcom. Capcom does Street Fighter, right?
I know they do. No, or is that Sega that does that? Virtua Fighter, is Virtua Fighter Sega? I
No,
think it
no.
is.
Virtua Fighter is Sega. Look at me. I'm the resident fighting fighting game nerd over here, and I don't even know who does Street Fighter. Nah, yeah, it's Capcom. So
Yeah, it's Capcom.
maybe we will see a Street Fighter 6. I don't know. Also, I just streamed some Street Fighter 5 on Twitch. KOTC_Tech Daddy. Check me out if you want to be a part of that. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Anyway, yeah. So we got Capcom that's gonna be on Monday. Future game show, PC gaming show. Blah 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 blah. Xbox is showing up. Oh wait, I don't see Sony up here. I don't. Well, actually, I don't see Sony, nor do I see Nintendo, unless I'm blind. I actually am kind of blind a little bit. But yeah, so I don't. Oh yeah, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. It's right here. It is right here. Tuesday on the 15th. Tuesday on the 15th, we got not nerd shit. We have Nintendo at 9 a.m. in the morning with their Treehouse event. And you were talking about this, right? The Treehouse event is going to be like 45 minutes or something like that. So before I get into my predictions, which I feel like our predictions are kind of what and what, I feel like both of us kind of know, or not know, but feel like we're going to see the exact same things. What's your prediction? What do you think?
I think the biggest thing I'm actually looking forward to at the Treehouse event is honestly going to be Zelda.
Okay.
Because this is a big anniversary year for Zelda. I think it's Zelda's 35th or 30th. I think it's 35th. But it's a big anniversary year for Zelda, so definitely want to hear all the Zelda stuff coming out. I know there's a DLC for Hyrule Warriors, which I haven't gotten to play that. That's a game I want to play. Haven't That's not on the backlog yet, but it soon will be. I know we also have a Skyward Sword announced as a port slash remaster for the Switch as well. We just know it's coming. I know pre-orders have been up for that for a hot minute. Definitely some more information, just like on how the game is gonna play, how they're gonna adapt like the Wii controls and how that's gonna translate over to the Switch. And honestly, yeah, just a lot of Zelda. I am expecting Zelda stuff. I'm also expecting. Well, I'm trying to think because Mario's kind of already had his run with his 35th anniversary. Honestly, when it comes to the Switch, because like the Switch gets so many like indie titles and stuff like that, it's really hard to say because I can definitely expect like a huge like indie. Like I feel like indie showcases are like that's like a given for E3, like especially with the Switch. But outside of that, I'm really looking forward to Zelda announcements. And then obviously the talk of the town. Will they unveil the Switch Pro?
We were talking. We had a very lengthy conversation about this the other day off podcast, obviously. And I have the Zelda Skyward Sword trailer going on in the background, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, no, I'm with you, right? I expect to see a lot of Zelda, or not a lot of Zelda, but I expect to see some Zelda stuff, right? I definitely expect to see some Zelda stuff. Maybe an actual gameplay trailer or reveal of Skyward Sword, maybe like a demo or something like that. Maybe that's asking for too much, right? I don't know. But and then like you were saying, Hyrule Warriors, some DLC for that. Hopefully they bring Paya. You know what I'm saying? Stop. I don't even know anything about like Paya's lore outside of the Switch version of Zelda. What is it again?
You talking about Hyrule Warriors?
No, not Hyrule Warriors, because she's definitely not in Hyrule Warriors. I checked that. Damn. Breath of the Wild. Like I don't know anything about Paya's lore outside of that, which I don't think Paya does anything. There's like a really cool render of Paya online where she's like in like some type of samurai, whatever type of get up, and like it looks like she's like a warrior or something like that. But I don't think that's her actual role in any of the lore whatsoever. But I think it'd be cool, right? Because hashtag Paya thick. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if like everybody out there they on Princess Zelda, right? Everybody simping over her. We simp Paya over here. Actually, I'm not a Paya simp, but I would subscribe to her OnlyFans.
I'm not even gonna dignify that one.
I'm not a Paya simp, but I would pay, I would pay that monthly fee for her OnlyFans. But that's besides the point. But yeah, like you said, a lot of Zelda shit is gonna happen. Obviously, it's Nintendo. They got to do something with Mario, right? Like Mario is probably gonna be there in some capacity in some capacity. Um, and who knows? Maybe, which they said it's a ways away. Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild 2, but
I'm
maybe we might get some information on it. Like I don't know. That's like reaching. That's reaching. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But
the last time we saw anything for Breath of the Wild 2, it was just a short little teaser trailer, and it was just showing that it was in development. So they were just letting us know that hey, Breath of the Wild 2 is coming. But that was man, that teaser came out years ago, and now
2019, I think. I'm
yeah, I think it was like 2019, but
It's up in the
but
background right now. I know you can't see my screen. If you'd like to, I can probably try to stream you my screen if you want to. But because I got some shit on the screen, I'm gonna have a bunch of shit on the screen throughout the entire podcast. You know, we trying to up the quality for people on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? This is like the best way to watch to watch the podcast. But yeah, if you want me to stream my shit to you, I can.
No. You're fine. You're fine. But yeah, that trailer is super old. But that trailer, at the end of the trailer, they were just saying that it's in development. So they were just like, hey, we're working on it. And that's cool, right? But I really feel like the cherry on top for at least the Zelda anniversary is at least give us a release. I wouldn't say date. I would probably say just release year. Will it be this? Oh, I doubt it'd be this year because everybody's development got pushed back a whole year.
No, if it is, it's gonna be either late next year or early 2023. I would be very surprised if it's early 2022. Like if it's early 2022, that would just make me have to beat Legend of Zelda that much more that much quicker. I'd be like, oh look, I gotta beat this game now because I need to I need to hop on Breath of the Wild 2. But if it's 2023, it gives me a lot of time to go through my backlog, which we're going to talk about at the end of the podcast. But yeah, no, let me see what else. Oh yeah, the Switch Pro. We're not going to get into the Switch Pro right now because the Switch Pro is a very lengthy conversation that we could have. But I'm already looking at some other stuff. Right, they're going to probably release some third party announcements, right? Because the Switch has been getting a lot of third party support, right? So like a lot of ports have been coming to the Switch We got this game right here, The World Ends With You. That's coming out. I know that's one of your favorite games of all time. You want to talk a little bit about that because I know you can go more in depth about the game itself than I could ever try to go into. Obviously, Splatoon. I'm just looking at the screen right now. At a couple things like Splatoon. They're gonna probably release some Splatoon 3 information and stuff like that. But yeah, while I have this trailer going on, you want to talk about The World Ends With You?
Yeah. The Neo World Ends With You is the long-awaited sequel to the original. I think it was 2008, 2009 game from Square Enix, which is their other IP. But in recent years, not Square, but yeah, Square Enix has been putting more light on The World Ends With You, with the anime, which is probably, if you're not familiar with The World Ends With You, it's about this 15-year-old kid named Neku Sakuraba. Got that right on the first try. Jesus Christ.
My dude said I am cultured. Hashtag cultured. All right. add a little seasoning on that real quick when you say it.
I feel you, yeah. So it's about this kid. He's really antisocial. And he ends up playing. He ends up basically in the middle of the Shibuya, in middle of the Shibuya crossing, and he ends up learning that he is a part of this thing called the Reaper's game, which it's a 7 day it's a 7 day event that he has to take part in, or he gets erased from existence. That's kind of like the basics of it in a nutshell. It does go way more in depth than that. There is the anime. Even in recent years, The World Ends with You cast was even featured in one of the Kingdom Hearts games. So they've been steadily kind of been putting more focus on it throughout. Maybe I would say like last 4 or 5 years. Well, maybe like a little longer than that, but they've slowly been shifting focus on it, and it's because they finally have this sequel coming out next month for that. So I'm definitely waiting to see. I know some people on YouTube got to play like a demo or like a preview of the game, which was pretty cool. So hopefully hopefully maybe there will be a playable demo that might get released since E3 is all online this year. I'm thinking there might be some playable, because normally at E3 they'll have like booths with like demos available. Hopefully there'll be a lot of playable demos that you can play on like your PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch, whatever platform you're on, PC. And so that I'm definitely looking forward to that. Another thing, as far as at the Nintendo Treehouse event, is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Pokemon Legends Arceus. These are two games. Well, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl is actually not being developed by Game Freak. It's being developed by Ilka. They outsourced it to another company to do the remake, and then Game Freak themselves is working on Legends Arceus, which is Pokemon's very first open world very first open world like RPG game coming to the Switch, which is being heavily anticipated. So I'm which these games come out super close to each other. The remakes, the Diamond and Pearl remakes come out in November, somewhere in the fall, and then Arceus comes out the January 2020, 2022. So these games are really close in release. So I at least am hoping to see maybe at least some more gameplay on both games as well. So if you're a huge Pokemon fan, hopefully we are seeing a whole bunch of Pokemon news come out today. When for E3.
Well, yeah, during E3, yeah. Pokemon. Honestly, I forgot all about Arceus. I'm gonna be completely 100 with you. Like legit, I had a hankering to play Pokemon like a couple weeks ago, and I was hitting up all my homies. I was like, "Yo, you got a copy of Pokemon? You can sell to me. I'll buy it from you. I'll buy it from you." And unfortunately, nobody had a copy that could sell to me, because like the games are still $60, right? So if I buy it from my homie, like I'll get him $30 or whatever, $30-$40 for it. But I just didn't want to pay the 60. I just didn't want to pay the 60 or whatever. And I was like, "Yo, please, somebody sell me this game." You know what I'm saying? So I can play. But yeah, no, definitely looking forward to some Pokemon shit. Open world Pokemon sounds hype, because I feel like that's what we've all been wanting, right? What was it, the last Pokemon games that just came out, Sword and Shield? They're kind of open world in a way ish type, kind of. You know what I mean? Well, technically they are open world, right? Because you have a big map that you run around in and you do shit in. So technically it's open world, right? But this one is on a next level type of open world, right? Like the character models are different, stuff like that. The graphics look like they're upgraded a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So it's looking like it's gonna be some hot fire, some hot shit. And this is way, way, way in the past, right? This is like before all of the Pokemon series, right?
Yeah, so Pokemon Legends Arceus is because it's also they're celebrating the Sinnoh region. So which is Gen 4, I think. I don't remember. Sorry.
One of the gens, right? One of the gens.
Yeah. So I think so Legends Arceus takes place in the distant past of the Sinnoh region. So the remakes is current day Sinnoh, and then Legends is Sinnoh in the past. which is really cool. Because it basically lets them get to they get to play around with a lot of different ideas and concepts. But in the game, you're actually creating the Sinnoh region's very first Pokédex.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much all they've said as far as what you're going to be doing in the game. But from the first reveal gameplay trailer, it was really like choppy and there was a lot of frame drops and stuff. So a lot of people were kind of like, it felt like it was a little too soon to show it off. But it's been a few months since they originally showed that initial reveal. So so a lot of people want to see an updated gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
To see how well this game is going to be, how well this game is going to look, because this is the game that Game Freak is working on, and they've been working on, I guess, since the end of Sword and Shield's development. Because they normally would do the remakes, but they pass the remakes off to another company to put those out so they can have all hands on deck for Legends Arceus. So it's cool. It's cool, man. I mean, Pokemon Breath of the Wild, everything's Breath of the Wild
They
now.
would
So
honestly, it would definitely be really smart to release like some type of gameplay or like an updated trailer or something like that, because I mean, even like looking at this, the textures aren't that great. Like you said, there were frame rate popping issues and stuff like that, which definitely is too early to show it. But I think they really wanted to show people like the scale and just like the ambitious title that they were making, right? They wanted to say, hey, this is what we got going in the works. Like, we didn't want to just show you a title screen and then explain it to you. We wanted to show you what we have right now and like have you along every step of the way type of shit, right? So that's kind of what this trailer feels like, because it's definitely unfinished. It's it's definitely unfinished. But I mean, it looks very ambitious. It looks like it's gonna be really, really cool. I'm liking the style of the character designs and stuff like that, like the costumes and everything. Looks like old school Japanese like village esque type of, because like the girl looks like she has like a yukata on or something like that. The kid, the boy looks like Strider, if you know what that is, with the little scarf around his neck. Looks kind of cool. Looks like some what is it? Some Eskimo type of shit. I don't know. I'm just it looks like they pull from so many different like cultures and regions and stuff like that. Like they got the little Eskimo-esque type of padding on the ends of their shirts, their jackets or whatever, but like they're in a warm region, like a grassy plain area or whatever. I don't know. It just looks kind of cool. It looks pretty cool. That there's like a somersault that I'm looking at right now, which I don't think there's ever been a somersault in Pokemon ever. So the game looks really ambitious. It looks pretty cool. I can't wait to get my hands on it as everyone else. I know a lot of people want to be bitching about it. Whatever. This ain't real Pokemon. But like I said, I mean, like we both say, it looks cool. Looking forward to that. Hopefully they show some shit off, because like they would be really smart to show some shit off about this game. Hopefully they're in a good place to show some shit off. But we can be talking about this all day. I want to get into talking about the Switch Pro. I want to get into talk about the Switch Pro, but also I'm looking at this list, right? And I'm just gonna name a couple of names that are doing some stuff that I'm personally looking forward to, right? So Bandai Namco presentation is right after Nintendo Treehouse, right? So Bandai Namco, I was gonna say something that's completely wrong, so I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, no, Bandai Namco is right after the Treehouse. I'm looking forward to that.
I don't know if you're gonna talk about it, but since we're talking about Bandai Namco, I think the only things really, well, it's crazy because I feel like with Bandai Namco, everything that they're probably going to announce is going to be stuff that's going to be later down the pipeline, like My Hero Academia, wink wink. So
see, okay, so I thought I was wrong on that, right? Because I didn't know Bandai Namco had the license to My Hero. I wasn't 100% on that, so I didn't want to say anything. But like that's gonna go into our hey listen. But I guess it can also go right here too.
You know we might as well just talk about it.
We might as well say it, because like we're here, but that's a long conversation. Hold on real quick. Let me get through.
We can keep it short and just knock two out with one stone.
Yeah, let me get through the things that I'm looking forward to. Bandai Namco, obviously. Then we got Capcom. Right? We have the indie showcase showing just indie titles and stuff like that. Which I mean, honestly, it's kind of really hard to predict what's going to be shown. There's this one indie game that I really have been wanting to play for the longest, but they've been in production for fucking years. And I every now and then I'll go on their social media and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like try to see if there's an update, but there's never really an update. Let me see. Take Two. Take Two. They're gonna have. Oh wait, Take Two is the people who do Take Two. Wait, what does Take Two does? Take Two do? There's a big game out right now that Take Two has worked on, right?
Don't know.
Let me see. I'm going to look that up real quick. See, this is the beauty of doing a video podcast because we can look shit up. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to sound stupid. We can just look it up.
I was gonna say while you're looking that up, as far as Capcom,
Square
concerned,
Enix. Square Enix. Give me 1 second. I'm just spitballing. Square Enix, Bethesda, and these are just putting some planting some seeds in your head because all of these names that I'm naming, the big shit. Warner Brothers, right? The PC game show, which I expect, is going to be like, oh, we're porting your favorite games over to PC. Haha. Ubisoft, obviously. And then yeah, that's it. So let me see what Take Two does real quick. So I mean, yeah. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say as far as Capcom is concerned, the biggest thing there are two things that I'm actually looking very, very forward to is Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. Because I did get into the Azure Striker, the Gunvolt series. Actually, over the last few years, I played Luminous Avenger X on my channel. And then I actually did do a video playing just a little bit of the first the Azure Striker double pack or the dual pack that comes with both games. Which I own on Switch and PS4. So very looking forward to seeing another announcement because I think the last announcement was last year for Azure Striker Gunvolt 3. Also, Mega Man as well. Hopefully, because Mega Man has definitely been on the resurgence again with the Legacy collections. I own like the Zero ZX Legacy Collection and the X Legacy Collection. I think I own Legacy Collection 2 for the original games, but I'm not 100%. I really like Mega Man. So everyone is anticipating next year is going to be this year they're going to announce the Legacy Collection for the Battle Network / Star Force series of games that were on the Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS, respectively. So yeah, I'm really expecting for another Legacy Collection because a lot of people love Battle Network. A lot of people grew up on Battle Network. I'm definitely one of them. I think that's really how I got into Mega Man, really, now that I think about it. But yeah, Star Force is also my favorite Mega Man series. So right next to it's like Star Force and then Mega Man X. So and then I recently really gotten into the Zero series with the ZX Legacy Collection. But yeah, more Mega Man announcements and more Azure Striker Gunvolt. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay. So Take Two, they I think it's saying the company owns two major publishing labels, Rockstar Games and 2K. So they've made Battleborn, BioShock, Borderlands, Mafia, shit like that. So Take Two, all of the games from I'm thinking they're just gonna talk about the BioShock remaster. I know BioShock remaster is coming to PC, I believe, and maybe consoles. I don't think we're gonna get any Borderlands information. So I mean that's what I think they're gonna do. Take Two. Let me see.
I was gonna say we better not get any Borderlands information, bro. I still haven't finished Borderlands 3. Like I literally got that game.
You and me both. You and me both, because I think we were supposed to play together, but we never did.
Yeah, like I mean, I bought it. You know what? Funny enough, I bought it offline on GameStop because they had like this crazy online deal where it was like you buy like if you bought like 2 pre-owned games, you got another one like half off or something. And I was like, Borderlands 3.
GameStop was like, baby, come back. We got the deals. Baby, come back.
Basically, right? But that's how I got Borderlands 3, and like I have a physical copy, but I've only played like a handful of hours on it, and I not saying I don't like the game, but I was just like, bro, I can't handle another Borderlands game coming out right now. I haven't finished 3.
No, Borderlands. I mean, it's not even a long game. Like honestly, you could finish it in probably like 20, 30 hours, honestly. Like if we sat there for a weekend just playing the game, we could probably beat that shit together. To be completely honest, but also our backlog.
Don't get me started.
Look, we gonna talk about that at the end of the podcast. But so okay, cool. Bandai Namco, obviously, some Dragon Ball shit. They gotta release some Dragon Ball shit. Let's talk about the motherfucking the elephant in the room. The second elephant. There's a lot of elephants in the room. The room is very crowded right now with elephants. If you're gonna be completely honest, but let's talk about My Hero. Let's talk about My Hero, and let's talk about the leak, which isn't really a leak. It was more of a speculation, I believe. But let's talk. And I have to. I have to share my screen with you real quick on this one. So I'm sharing my screen with you, right? So I have two tabs open on this shit. But yeah, My Hero FighterZ. So as everybody already know, and if you don't know, you've been living under a fucking rock or something like that. Dragon Ball FighterZ, Dragon Ball anime fighting game. It's a team game, right? It's a tag game. It's pretty much like if you've played Marvel, right? It's pretty much Marvel, but in anime version, you play with 3 characters, you tag them out, you fight each other, shit like that. It's pretty fun. Everybody loves the game, but everybody has been wanting like a Naruto FighterZ or something everyone has been wanting their favorite anime in the style of an anime tag fighting game like Dragon Ball FighterZ. And people more recently, because My Hero is like rising up in stardom and shit like that, have been wanting a My Hero FighterZ. Some people have been wanting that more than Naruto FighterZ, which is crazy to me, right? Because I would think that people would or because we need a new Naruto game. I mean, bar none, right? Like we need a new Naruto game, but it seems like the hype has been more around a My Hero FighterZ, which would be dope as shit, right? Which would be absolutely dope, like a My Hero 3D. I'm sorry, 2D fighting game, bruh. That shit would be saucy as shit. And then if you've seen Guilty Gear Strive, it would probably be made by Arc System Works, right? So it would look beautiful, right? But I wanted to talk about our predictions, not even going into like fighting game mechanics and bullshits and stuff like that, but just like predictions for characters and stuff. That's why I got this tier list up. We're not gonna be doing a tier list. We're just gonna be like characters more likely to be put in the game and characters who we think probably wouldn't be put in the game, or like our first, season 1, day 1 character list, right? Starting off, how many characters would you say or would you think the game actually, before we even go into that, do you think that My Hero FighterZ is something that they will pop off with at E3?
Okay, so I'm just gonna just say this just for the people at home watching it. This is a rumor. It's still rumorish. It hasn't been officially confirmed, just for people to know. Do I think it can happen? Yes. I do think
Okay,
it
over Naruto FighterZ, over Bleach FighterZ, over One Piece FighterZ. Do you think this game takes the cake?
Yeah, no, yeah, I believe it does. And the reason why I say that is just for the simple fact that when it comes to anime games, or like, yeah, when it just comes to anime games, developers don't really like to go back and make games on IPs that are kind of already done. Now I know I say that and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Dragon Ball," but Dragon Ball still has a manga that's running, even when it wasn't running. Dragon Ball Dragon Ball's like in its own league because it's such a popular IP. They can keep making games for Dragon Ball and people still buy it. So exclude Dragon Ball from this conversation. But with most other anime games, they release games on IPs that are popular at the moment. That's why we're seeing a Demon Slayer game, because Demon Slayer in the last few
Now,
years has gotten really, really popular.
I know. So, my bad. I know you're saying game IPs that are over or done with, but neither one of those IPs are done with. Like One Piece is still going on, I believe. Bleach is coming back. And Naruto, Boruto. It could be a Boruto FighterZ, right? So those IPs are still like hot, right? Well, Boruto apparently is getting fire right now. Apparently, I don't watch the show. I thought the show was pretty cool when I did watch it. I got to like maybe like 20 episodes in or something like that, but my attention span is crazy because I got so much shit going on. But yeah, so those IPs are still going on. But so even though those IPs are still going on, you still think My Hero is a hot take.
Oh yeah, no, I mean if Arxis is developing a My Hero game, and not to mention just because the rumor might say Arxis is on the name, it doesn't mean they're the developers. Same thing with like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Arxis public was the publisher. I don't think they were the developer, but I digress. I do think it'll be My Hero just because My Hero has is so popular, and it's not just in Japan. It's super huge here on the west side as well.
We
So it wouldn't honestly. I'd be surprised if they weren't making a fight, or if there wasn't going to be a new My Hero game because My Hero is so popular right now.
yeah.
Um, so
Uh
yeah, not to mention Bandy Namki is what Rhymestar would say.
Bandy
You
Namki.
know they wanna make money, bro, and they saw the money fighters brought in cash.
Hella dough. Look, fighters brought in them ducats. I mean, I still would think out of those three that I talked about, I would think Naruto would be a second shoe in. I feel like Naruto would definitely bring in hella cash. I'm talking about probably even more than I don't know. I was gonna say more than Dragon Ball, but it depends on how they do it because they kind of fucked Dragon Ball up as far as like the release schedule for like the characters and stuff like that. Which we could talk about real quick. Guilty Gear Strive says they're going to release a new character every month after release. So there's going to be a character next month in July, which is a completely new character that has never been playable in the series. And then in August, there's going to be a returning character. And then in the fall, there's going to be other characters. Now, in the fall, they haven't said if it's going to be every single month, but I mean, how many months is fall, right? Because August is like the end of summer going into fall, right? And then you have, let me see, August, September, October, November. Like you get into December is basically it's basically winter, right? So I would say that they're gonna have a new character release every single month, which is crazy because Dragon Ball Fighters is like, oh, we got a new character releasing in 4 months. You know what I mean? So like they kind of fucked that up anyway. But that's here nor there. But where I was getting at was like if a new fighting game, anime fighting game came out, I feel like it would do a little bit better than Fighters because they like Fighters was like the template and they're like, oh, this is how we should do this shit now. And then obviously Guilty Gear is out. They're getting a lot of hype from Guilty Gear. Anime Fighters is like getting respect in the FGC and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not they're not just like poverty games. Poverty games are pretty much games that nobody plays but a couple people. You know what I'm saying? Like they have like their small little communities, but like these anime games are like big at Evo and shit like right now. So that would definitely be a good thing for the fighting game community. Just kind of wanted to just throw that in there, just like kind of this is like a little off or whatever, off of topic, but still on topic type of thing. Just kind of wanted to throw that little bit of information in. But yeah, let's actually get in. I know I'm jumping around all over the place, but I know this podcast is going to be hella beefy. That's why I'm trying to like speed through some things, but also like kind of go in depth on them, if that makes sense. But let's get into our predictions real quick. I know I asked you this question earlier and I stopped you prematurely, but what do you think? How many characters do you think the game is going to have? How many characters do you think the game is going to have on day one?
Day one. Now honestly, I feel like it. I definitely could see anywhere to like at least maybe 20 characters. I
Okay,
don't know.
20 is a good number. I'll even it out and say 24. So Guilty Gear Strive it has 15 characters on day one. Dragon Ball had I think 21, 24 characters on day one, and they're upwards up to like 30, 40 characters, I believe now. After 3 season passes, I believe. Uh yeah, so yeah, 24 characters I think is gonna be. So that's what we're gonna do to make our list, right? We're gonna talk about that. Okay. So I'm gonna go first. with the easy shoe in, we're gonna go Deku, right? Deku is gonna be day one, right? Are you looking at the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you think from this list? Because this other list is long as shit. And I was gonna do this, but this right here is like more, season pass 1, 2, 3, 4 and shit like that right here, right? But
Well,
this other one I think is a little bit more workable.
yeah, I like how it's a tier list and we're just using it for what characters. Now, honestly, because there's like 40 characters and one's Justice 2, I don't think all those characters are coming over to a if there was a My Hero Fighters.
Yeah.
I can definitely default and say everybody in class 1A, so that's Deku, Ida, Ochako, Bakugo, Shoto, Tokoyami, Momo.
I'm trying to get them all in
No,
right
no, no,
now.
you're good, you're good, you're good. I don't know about me. I feel like every fighting game always has like one really funny character. I feel like that would be Mignetta. And then also All Might is definitely a given as well.
Oh yeah, most def.
Now, so those are definite ones. Now it does kind of get a little obscure because they're definitely gonna add villains. Shigaraki Shiggy is a definite shoe-in as
So Shiggy is
well.
this guy right here, right? My favorite character in One's Justice. Is that him?
That's Dabi.
Oh, that's Dobby. Never mind. Never mind. My bad. Look,
Yeah.
I haven't watched My Hero in a
Shiggy
minute.
is the dude with the hand over his face.
Right here, there we go, Shiggy.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna say Dobby. We're gonna say Dobby, and we're gonna say Stain. Dobby and Stain. Dobby.
Oh, Kirishima too, the hardening court guy, the red hair. Yeah, because he's in class 1A too. Now I would say those are the most
One, two,
like
three, four, five,
those are
six,
like
seven. Obviously, Endeavor. Honestly, Mirio. This is Mirio, right? Why would they use this color for this thing from Mirio? Is that Mirio? That's definitely Mirio.
that's Lucas from Smash, but yeah, they basically are brothers. I get it.
Oh wait. So this guy right here, I forget his name. Old man. What do you think?
Gran Torino. Gran Torino could be in the game. I can see him being like a faster
Gran Torino will be the 17 of the game.
probably, and you know how much I like 17.
Let's go ahead and throw Gran Torino in. Now this guy right here. Okay, so if they're gonna add Mirio, they have to add his people, right? So we got him. But actually, I take that back. They don't necessarily have to. But I'm gonna add him anyway. I wouldn't know how he would work in the game because like his quirk is to see the future. I mean, he has like martial arts and shit like that. So he's like he could be a counter character probably. He could probably be like hit because like since he's able to see the future, he can counter you. That would be a pretty cool. Obviously, this guy right here, he has to be one for all. Honestly, I think that's it. Those are the characters that I would say would be in day one. Everybody we have here, with the exceptions of like maybe 1 or 2 people we could probably add. Like maybe him, maybe. But like I said, he'd probably be a counter character. I think the Nomu would be a DLC.
I would say Toga.
Toga.
I think Night Eye would be DLC. I think if they were gonna do Night Eye, I think Night Eye would be DLC. I don't think he would be in the base game. I think Toga would be in the base game because they would need
Toga,
some
right?
Villains too.
Yeah, Toga.
Oh yeah, crazy face girl.
Most of these motherfuckers that we got are heroes.
Maybe Muscular because they might want another like villain character too. And Muscular did kind of had a big showing.
But that was like season 4, right?
I think it was like season 3. But
I thought it was season 4, but that's like the end of season 4. But I mean, they would pull from all of this shit though. Anyway, we can go on and on about this. This is gonna be his own video. But anyway, these are our picks. Very loose picks for season 1, day 1 of My Hero game. We got all of these characters here. You can pause the screen if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on let's get into some more E3 shit. So we got that. Okay, Bethesda, right? Bethesda and Xbox have teamed up against us. Okay, Bethesda bought Xbox and they said we need to win this console generation, which probably isn't going to happen because Sony has so many first party titles that are just fucking amazing, like God of War, Horizon, all that. But Xbox acquiring Bethesda is a power move. I will say, which hopefully the games still come to PC, which they most likely will. So with that being said, right, let's actually hold on. I gotta pull this up real quick. Where we at? Fable was like Fable 4.
The new Fable that they
Yeah,
teased like last year, right?
yeah, so Fable will most likely get a will most likely be at E3. 100% believe Fable's going to be at E3. Elder Scrolls 6, they might release some information about that, even if it's just like a teaser trailer, a beautifully pre-rendered video talking about, hey, we're working on Elder Scrolls 6. This shit is going to come out eventually at some point, and it's going to come to Xbox first as well as PC or something like that. Or something like that. I 100% believe something of the sorts is going to happen. They're going to mention Elder Scrolls in some capacity, right? Honestly, not. I think those are going to be the two big things. Fable from Xbox. Obviously they're going to do like some Halo shit, some Gears of War shit, some other indie titles that Xbox has. I don't know too much about Xbox, and maybe some other first party titles. I mean, you already know what's going to happen, right? But I think the two big things are going to be an Elder Scrolls 6 and Fable. I think those are going to be the two big things at Xbox's E3. What do you think?
Yeah, I would safely say that those are some strong contenders as well.
Street Fighter 6. That's all I'm hoping from Capcom. They said they were. I think they said they were working on Street Fighter 6, and it was coming out. I think next year. I think that's what's happening. It's coming out next year. I'm pretty positive they did say it's going to be the 2022 or 2023 for Street Fighter 6, because this is actually no. I think Street Fighter 6 is 2020. It's definitely 2023, because this is the last season for Street Fighter 5, and I think the last character for Street Fighter 5 DLC, the last season is going to come out next year, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Capcom, that's all I care about from that is Street Fighter 6. Probably gonna be another Assassin's Creed. You already know. They're probably gonna release some shit. Oh. Actually, they may release Far Cry. I think Far Cry 5, is it? Or is it Far Cry 6? Where like the guy who played like the big drug dealer in Breaking Bad, he's the villain now. So there's definitely gonna be some more gameplay elements or something like that for Ubisoft. And honestly, I think that's it. I know I'm going through all of this shit pretty quickly. But anyway, the bigger elephant in the room, the Switch Pro. The Switch Pro. I've been trying to hold off on this from talking about this the entire time. The entire time we've been podcasting, because I know it can go on for forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But anyway, the Switch Pro. I know you. Okay, so if you follow us on Facebook, then you already probably seen when we were talking about it, right? Do we really need a Switch Pro? We talked about that on our Facebook series, and if you haven't, definitely go check it out. We went in for a good bit talking about that. But yeah, the Switch Pro. You and I were talking about this the other day, right? And you came up with the brilliant idea, right? And they should probably hire you, right? So if anybody from Nintendo is listening to this, hire my boy Shooting Star Sheriff. He got some good ideas. You know what I'm saying? He got some good ideas for you.
No, yeah. So it's funny too because I think it's funny because we were talking about it the other day on the phone, and I think there was another leak. I think it was like the Amazon Mexico version of the site put up a leak for the new Switch Pro, the new Nintendo Switch Pro. That's what it was listed as. But no, yeah, we were talking about, if you guys didn't see the Facebook, which you guys should follow us on Facebook, because we there are some exclusive things over there. But we basically said, is the Switch Pro really needed or necessary? For me, it's like, it's cool if it does. It's cool if it does exist. If it doesn't, the Switch is pretty much in its own lane. It's still gonna get a ton of games. It's still gonna get a ton of support. But we were talking the other day about what could the new Switch Pro be. A lot of people we were thinking. Well, I was thinking that
No, we were thinking it's a team effort. Anything that he thinks, I also get credit for, and anything I say or think, you get credit for. All right, we're a team effort. It's nerd shit. It's nerd crew. Don't try to take credit for it by yourself, man. No,
it's a joint.
I'm just fucking with
joint
you.
operation.
I'm just fucking with you.
So yeah, no, I was thinking, right? What if the Switch Pro? Because a lot of people think it's gonna be just an at-home system, and I'm like, that really doesn't sound Nintendo like, because Nintendo really likes to squeeze out the mileage of their consoles. I
But
mean,
yeah,
look at
and
the
it
DS.
takes away from the Switch name, right? Because the Switch, well, okay, I take that back because the Switch Lite completely took away from the Switch's namesake. The Switch Lite, you can't switch it. It's just it's a handheld. It's a PS Vita, but it plays Nintendo games. It's not out of the question for Nintendo to not do what Nintendo does. If that makes sense, I guess, right?
True, true, true. They could throw a left, but they could throw a curveball. And sometimes I do play my Switch Lite docked. All right, I'm just gonna say that right now.
You play it docked.
Yeah.
Where do you play it docked? You just huh?
I put it on my stand and I
Put
grab my controller, my
put us
8-bit
on
dope
game. Put us on game real quick. Put the podcast on game real quick. You put it on the stand and you play it with the controller.
with the 8-bit with my 8-bit dope controller. And
Okay,
sometimes I will chill at my desk. If I'm,
respect.
I'll chill it at my desk. I'll put my controller up. I'll like have it to the side of my computer, or I'll put it like right in front of me, and I'll bust out like an hour or two of Dragon Quest, and I'll just be sitting here chilling. You got options with the Switch Lite. You got some options.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay. My bad for not putting respect on the Switch Lite name. I apologize. But yeah, you were saying about the whole people are thinking that it's going to be a stay at home system, and like before you get into that, my point of view from it right was, do we really want a $500 Switch? Because honestly, what we were thinking, right, financially speaking, stuff like that, the regular Switch is $300, right? The new Nintendo Switch is $300. The Switch Lite is $200. So the Switch Pro would have to be $400 to $500. Now they can probably squeeze. They could probably like do 350, maybe. Maybe they could do 350, but that's highly unlikely, right? And then the other option would be for them to lower the price of the regular Switch by $50, right? The new Nintendo Switch by $50, make that 250. Make the Switch Lite 150, or keep it at 200, and then put the Switch Pro at 350. That's like the best case scenario, right? Which is probably not going to happen. So I'm like, do people really want a $500 Switch? Because me personally, I don't want a $500 Switch. You know what I'm saying? I already paid $300 for a Switch. It already does what it needs to do for me personally. And then you came up with this brilliant idea that I'm gonna let you get into real quick.
yeah. So basically, where I was coming from is, okay, Nintendo will still release a Switch Pro, right? In a brand new box. It's still going to be able to switch. You're still going to be able to switch it, right? You're going to still be able to switch it, take games on the go, whatever. Because that's why a lot of people like the Switch, is that on the go factor. So I feel like by Nintendo saying, "Oh, we're just gonna it's just gonna be a stay at home console," I feel like it doesn't suit to their strong suit. So I said this. So what if this Switch Pro, it will come bundled, but the actual Pro is the dock itself? So basically, what I'm saying, because if everyone knows what the Switch dock looks like, right? It's just a piece of plastic, from what I know. You got your HDMI port, you have your HDMI cord and everything. Your Switch docks into it, so you can play on the TV, right? But if you're going to play those enhanced games, they already know you're going to be home playing games in 4K, whatever, 60 FPS, whatever. Well, whatever. It's not really feasible to put that into the hardware of the Switch, because it would make the Switch heavier, and it would just make the Switch, just, you wouldn't want to take it around. And that's why everybody loves the Switch, because you can throw that in your bag and you can play Dragon Quest whenever you want, or you can play Fighters on the toilet. I'm just keeping it a buck. I said, well, what if the enhanced hardware is in the dock? So the Pro isn't really the system, like they just show off like a regular Switch, but they plug it into the new Pro dock, and what it does is it basically puts your Switch to sleep. And
Preach.
it puts your Switch to sleep, and it runs off of the new hardware that is in the Pro dock. and then it's outputting your game on your TV screen in 4K 60 FPS. It still charges your regular Switch. When you pull it off, you're still gonna, when you're playing games on the go, it's gonna be like the I think it's like 720p or whatever resolution for handheld mode, which is still decently fine when you're playing handheld. Which I have a Switch Lite, so I'm not complaining about handheld resolution. You dig? But you would be basically just paying for the dock. The dock has all the upgrades in it. That way it still suffices as being a home console, but you still switch it and you take it on the go. But it's an accessory, but you can buy like it, with everything included, right? But they can also sell it. It's just the dock itself, and then the dock is like $200 if you want the dock by itself. Now, if you want to get the full thing, then it would be like the $350, like Keon mentioned.
Preach. That is like, honestly, if Nintendo doesn't do that. Oh, and then we were also talking about, right? If Nintendo did that, if Nintendo said, "Hey, this is the Switch Pro," pulls out a regular Switch, everybody's like, "What?" And then he puts it in this dock, and then you see 4K 60 frames per second, beautiful Breath of the Wild 2 footage, right? And then they say, "But wait, there's more," and they pull out a Switch Lite and stuff that bitch into the dock. Nintendo wins. I'm a Sony fanboy, and I'm not gonna lie. I love the Sony. I love the PlayStation. I have PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. And eventually, at some point, when they come back in stock, and I got the ducats for it, I'm getting a 5. You dig? I play with a PlayStation 5 controller on my PC because I just like the feel of it, right? I don't play fighting games with it unless it's Mortal Kombat, but that's a different story. Anyway, Nintendo wins. Nintendo wins gaming for the next couple years. If Nintendo does that, Nintendo wins gaming for the next couple years. If they say, "Hey, look, you don't have to buy a completely new system," right? For the people who already got a Switch, because people who want a Switch Pro already have a Switch. Let's be honest, right? People who want to see Breath of the Wild and these other games in beautiful 4K 60 already have a Switch. They're just like, "Man, it'd be pretty cool if I could do this, if I could do that." All right, they already got a Switch. So Nintendo's like, you don't have to trade in your old Switch. You don't have to buy a new system. You can keep your old system and then just buy this dock and reap the benefits. That's like PlayStation saying, "Hey, we got this PlayStation 4. But guess what? You got a PlayStation 4, but guess what? We're going to sell you this add-on that turns your PlayStation 4 into a PlayStation 5, which is impossible because of the way the technology works. But yeah, that's basically the exact same thing. Imagine if PlayStation did that. "Hey, we're going to sell you this small little hard drive thing or whatever, or this little dock that you could put your PlayStation 4 in, and it turns it into a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? Or it just boosts the quality of it, or whatever, right?
Yeah, and the only reason I feel like Nintendo could get away with it because it's the only peripheral to the Switch that I feel like. I mean, yeah, it would make the dock bigger, right? It would make the dock bigger, but guess what? The dock always stays at home anyway. And when you're gonna play your games at home, you dock it, and then you can just still play all your games, but you get that resolution bump, you get that frame rate bump. You know what I mean? It basically overclocks the Switch, basically.
Exactly. That would be some hot shit. That would be some hot
That would
shit.
be. It would be, and I can see because here's the thing, bro. They don't people like these companies don't make money off of the hardware. They make money off of the software. Because they pretty much just break even with consoles, but they make a lot of their money in software. That's why you see companies get exclusive games and exclusive titles, because that's how they make their money. That's how the companies really make their money, is through the software and through the games.
See, but like also like what I was saying earlier, right? I don't think Nintendo would be willing to take that hit though. That big of a hit if as far as price wise, right? If it was a whole new system and it released and they said, "Hey, look, this is the Switch Pro, whatever." I don't think they would be willing to take that hit to like subsidize the price to like $350. It's gonna have to be over $400. I 100% believe that. I don't think they're gonna be able to give us a 4K system for a 4K Switch for under 400.
I don't think it. I don't think. I mean, bro, if they did it at 350, that would. Oh, bro, people would lose their absolute goddamn minds. But
Nobody will
yeah,
be
I
able to
would.
get
I
it.
would. I think it would be 400. Now, the only reason we're entertaining the idea of the dock for you, for the listeners at home, the only reason we're entertaining the idea of what if it's just a dock is because we're just. I'm just going by the logic of that. So many people bought a Switch last year because everybody was home. Everybody was playing Animal Crossing or whatever else you play on the Switch. Everybody has bought a regular Switch. So a lot of people just own either a regular Switch or a Switch Lite. So it would make sense to Nintendo to be like, well, why don't we upgrade the dock? The dock is technically the Pro, and then you can just upgrade. You basically buy an upgrade, but you still reap all the benefits of still having your current Switch.
The Pro
Now,
Dock.
like I said, basically, so this is in a perfect world, right? This is just like us, like this was us on the phone conversation. Now, if it's a completely new system, that is completely fine. People will still buy it, but yeah, there will be people that'll be like, bro, I just bought a $300 or $200 Switch or Switch Lite last year. Now I got to turn around and spend like 400 or 350 in a perfect world, right? 350, right? For this 4K upgraded 60 FPS Switch. Which honestly, when you think about it, it's only $100 more from the original Switch, but it does kind of been like, well, now I gotta pick. Now it's more like a competition because now you not only you got PS5 and Xbox Series S, now you got this new Switch, right? So a lot of people will be like, well, if I already have a Switch and all the same games are still going to be playable on the regular Switch, maybe just lower quality and a lower frame rate. People who really don't care, like a lot of people who play games on Switch probably don't care about goddamn 4K and 60 FPS. Let's just keep it a buck because you have a Switch. So you're thinking more so about portability. You're not really thinking so much about, does this game need to look absolutely amazing on the go? It's like, no, because I'm playing it on the go. That's kind of the sacrifice you make with it. So that's why we're like, them just upgrading the dock would be the perfect storm. That would be the perfect storm. But if it's a whole new Switch, it's fine too. I really feel like they just really kind of shoot themselves in the foot. Especially, it's like, because my biggest thing is like, why would I buy a Switch Pro when I already have a Switch and I could just get, if I really wanted something more powerful, I could have just gotten an Xbox or a PS5, or better yet, my PC is powerful enough. You know what I mean? So Nintendo's got to approach this in a way where it's very unique, and it doesn't like step on the toes of people who already have owned Switches or new Switch owners within the last year. But at the same time, like, I can understand them wanting to upgrade their hardware because that's going to bring in more third-party developers to make more games for their platform, which they already get a ton. Like, come on, bro, this is not the Wii U. Like, they get a ton of support. And we have a lot of great ports, and there's a lot of great ports on Switch. But I do see if they could upgrade the dock to bump their games up to 4K, they could get more third-party developers. We could see more ports come to Switch now, just for the simple fact that they can support 4K 60 FPS. Like, they can support a lot more games if they could do that. So that's where I was pretty much coming from with the whole dock, with just the whole docking.
The people who want the Switch Pro, it's a very niche audience. It's a very, very niche audience. Like, because like you said, most people don't care about that shit. The Switch is a family console, right? So again, it's a very niche audience. So to do a completely new system is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's advantageous for them, right? Because nobody looks at the Switch like they look at the PlayStation or Xbox or even the PC, right? It's like nobody says, "Oh man, I want to play the new Call of Duty on Switch." People say, "Oh, it'd be cool to have Call of Duty on the go," but nobody looks at Switch and say, "Damn, I wish Call of Duty was here." You know?
Exactly. When I buy games on Switch versus my PlayStation, I'm like, does this game that I'm looking at, if it's available on both platforms, would this game look like I would have more fun playing it just at home, or more fun playing it on the go, when I get a few minutes to myself? That's what I did with the Atelier Ryza. I played the first game on PS4. I have the sequel on Switch, and I don't regret getting Atelier on the Switch because Atelier is such a chill back and laid back experience. I'd rather have that on my Switch versus having that on my PS4. But like I said, but yeah, but when you compare those things, you already know the Switch is going to have less power than the other system. So that's not even really the debate. The debate is, do I want to play this on the go, or do I want more accessibility to the game, or do I just want to strictly just play this at home? You know
Yeah,
what I mean? That's kind of the question most people buy their games on Switch if they own more than one console. Now, if you only own the Switch, then I don't, you just buy your games on Switch, which that's all fine. But if you own more than one console, like me and you, like it's like, okay, would this game be a lot more fun if I could play this on the go? Like that becomes a question, you know what I mean?
exactly. Um,
So I feel like if they do a pro, it's definitely yeah, it is a niche audience that do want a more powerful Switch, and I understand the outcry for it, but I can also see on the business end, it can bring in more third party developers, it can bring in more people porting more games to the Switch if they upgrade the Switch to handle more. But at the same time, it, it's like okay, they do that, but then nobody wants to buy a Switch Pro because it's like everybody already owns like a regular Switch or a Switch Lite, and it's just like, bro, I already came out $200-$300, for a Switch. So I get it on both ends of the spectrum. So that's why I'm saying the dock, like just only upgrading the dock would be such a happy medium, and everybody it's a win-win for everybody because not only Nintendo upgrades their hardware, but they get more third-party developer support, which in turn will make the Switch make more money because guess what? Better games are going to come to Switch. And then if I'm only paying for an upgraded dock that's like 200 bucks or something like that to upgrade it to like upgrade the dock, I feel like most people would not mind doing that because it's like cool, I'm upgrading just a piece of it, but I'm still keeping my base Switch. It's just gonna be when I play at home, I get that nice at home experience. It just enhances the at home experience of the Switch. So it's just an enhancement. But that's pretty much my thoughts altogether as far as like the Switch goes. But I honestly, whatever they do, people are going to buy it regardless. It's just they're in a very unique situation and how they approach this. So if something does get announced at E3, I'm not saying it will because it's a treehouse event. They really just show off a lot of gameplay, but they could always surprise. They could always surprise people.
I mean, it
So
surprised me by being at E3 because they usually do the shit by themselves. So, you
yeah,
know,
it's normally just the Nintendo Direct, and they've been doing directs for years. So the fact that they're I think they do tree houses normally, but yeah, the fact that they are kind of, I guess, well, and E3 is an online event this year too. So like, that's the thing too. And Nintendo's directs were always online anyway. There was always these online little videos. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see. Nintendo could definitely make a power play if they really made a power play. They could really take the gaming industry by storm.
yeah.
So we'll see.
All right. That was that was our intro section, everybody. That was the intro section. Now we're gonna get a little bit into some. Hey, listen, and we're gonna talk about a couple things that that are on our radar in the nerd world, right? So for me personally, fighting games, obviously, right? Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear Strive is currently out on PlayStation 4 for people who have pre-ordered the game. The game is supposed to come out on Friday, and it looks hot. It looks hot. And now I was joking, low key joking, but not joking. Before the game came out, I was like, "Yo, I'm not getting this game until biking is in it, because I'm gonna be pissed if biking isn't in the game, and I'm still gonna be pissed if biking isn't in the game." But I did find had fun. I did have fun playing Nagariyuki. So Nagariyuki is definitely gonna be my main until biking is in the game, and I might play with some Eno, and I might play with some I might play with Zato. You know what I mean? But yeah, Guilty Gear Strive is coming out on Friday, and I'm definitely going to be streaming that on my Twitch, KOTC_Tech Daddy. Also, it's going to be on YouTube. I'm going to make some YouTube videos on it. The Fighting Game Dojo. If you're watching it on YouTube, then you're already on my channel. So definitely subscribe, so you don't miss that. But yeah, Guilty Gear Strive is coming out. I know you wanted to get Guilty Gear Strive 2 at some point, but I think you're going to get Scarlet Nexus, which we can talk about Scarlet Nexus in a second. I'm going to put up the trailer for Scarlet Nexus. I know that's the game that's been on both of our radar, but more so yours, because I mean, I got too many games coming out. I can't get Scarlet Nexus, man. I just got Biomutant.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. It's kind of funny because I feel like this. I feel like there's a game coming out. I feel like there's games for everybody coming out this summer. Yeah, about Biomutant. Yeah, definitely. Especially over on my channel, I play a little bit more anime style of games. Over on the Shooting Star Sheriff, and we're
check
playing.
the boy out. If you aren't subscribed, definitely go subscribe. The link is going to be in the description of the YouTube as always. But yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, so as far as like anime games, like I said, we're currently playing Persona 5 Strikers, which I know that came out earlier this year, I think around Mayish, not Mayish, Aprilish, somewhere in there. But I've really been pumping through that on my channel, which it's been a lot of fun.
Wait. Well, this isn't the quest log. We're you getting into quest log territory right there. We got to save that for the closing. My bad.
No,
Uh
you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, Scarlet Nexus is coming out later this month, the end of this month. And then also, like I said, like we said earlier, Neo World Ends with You comes out next month. So those are two. Those are probably going to be two big RPGs that I'm definitely going to want to sink my teeth into. So I'm trying to clear up some stuff right now so I can make sure I'm ready for Scarlet Nexus, ready for those.
Oh, also, so this is gonna kind of get into just remember this. This is gonna get into my quest log a little bit, but Sony bought Evo. Sony bought Evo and is putting a lot of money into esports and fighting games and stuff like that. So that's really interesting. I'm not sure if Evo has an official announce date or like when it's gonna be or something like that. I know CEO is happening. CEO is gonna have actually I think Evo has been announced. Let me look it up real quick because I know like
I mean,
CEO has been announced and stuff like that.
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna look at this like from an optimist point of view. I think Sony buying Evo, it's a cool idea, especially within the past year. There's been so many online tournaments, especially even for like fighters and a lot of the other fighting games on PlayStation. And I think Sony just probably just took a really big notice, and they just took a look at that, and they were like, there's a lot of stuff that could be done here. So honestly, with Sony owning it, I mean, that's more into marketing. That's more into a lot of different facets of Evo. So Evo could just become a bigger and just better experience. I'm not a fighting game. I'm not like a fighting game add up like Keon over here. But I've dibble dabbled in a whole bunch of them because of Keon in the last few years. So I mean, honestly, Sony acquiring Evo, it's not the worst thing in the world. I think a lot of good could come from it.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see because Evo was pretty much like an event that was kind of cultivated by fighting game fans, for fighting game fans. So kind of having someone as big as Sony kind of like take the helm on it. I guess it could make some people a little uneasy because it's like, well, this was an event that was for fans by fans,
Well, that was the big controversy that we never got a chance to have a podcast about. But like, if you didn't know, a bunch of shit within the fighting game community happened as far as like predatory like sexual predators and stuff like that. And there was like somebody really big, like I think one of the owners of Evo or something like that. He was like doing shit like that right there, like sexual misconduct and stuff like that with a lot of people within the community. And then also there was like the big Smash community shit that happened. So all of that got shut down. And I think having a company as big as Sony take interest in it and give it a new just like a new approach and stuff like that puts a better taste in people's mouths. Cause like if Evo would have came back with the same people or something like that, then nobody would want to be a part of that. So many video games like made statements saying, "Hey, we're not going to be a part of evil because of the shit's happening." But because of Sony, it's like, "Oh, Sony's taking over it. Sony's the big corporation. You know, we trust Sony. Blah blah blah. Let's actually put our money in this game and stuff like that. Or let's actually be a part of evil again, because you know evil brings a lot of money. Evil brings a lot of like press around like certain games and stuff like that. Like what is it? What's the game? Grand Blue Fantasy Versus came out at the wrong time, right? Because Grand Blue Fantasy Versus came out at the beginning of COVID, which Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is a game that nobody plays anymore. But usually what happens is fighting games come out, they get showcased at tournaments. People see the tournaments happening, like, oh, this game is fire. I need to buy this game and play it myself, or maybe I want to enter tournaments and stuff like that. That didn't happen for Grand Blue Fantasy. So now that PlayStation or Sony has bought it, it just gives other video games like an outlet to showcase their games and stuff like that, and showcase the top talent and just build buzz around it. So I think it's a good thing. Uh, it has been announced Evo 2021 is going to be online again. It's going to be August 6th through the 8th and August 13th through the 15th. And there are going to be it's going to be Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, Guilty Gear, and Mortal Kombat 11. The reason it's so short, and I'm pretty sure they're going to add more games, is because a lot of games don't have good online. Like if you play Dragon Ball FighterZ, you already know the online is ass. I'm very sus about
let's not get into that
yeah.
code.
I'm very sus about not virtual fighter, but Street Fighter, because I just play Street Fighter and some of the matches were kind of laggy for me, but Tekken 7 has pretty decent online. Guilty Gear obviously has some of the best online of any fighting game. And then Mortal Kombat, they have pretty decent online as well. Also, CEO, which we were talking about, is another fighting game tournament, right? CEO is going to have Guilty Gear. It's going to have Street Fighter 5. It's going to have Smash Bros. It's going to have Mortal Kombat. It's going to have Tekken, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Skullgirls, and Blaze Blue cross tag battle, which is a lot, a lot. And if you're watching this on the YouTube, you've already seen you've been watching the Battlefield 2042 trailer that we're gonna talk about in a second. But yeah, no, CEO. Let's talk about CEO real quick. CEO having these titles mainline, it's pretty dope, because like Skullgirls hasn't really had time to shine, really, right? Like Skullgirls was going to have time to be on the big stage at Evo, but again, Evo got canceled at the beginning of COVID, and now they're bringing everything back, and then Skullgirls is back on the big stage, which is CEO, which is pretty dope. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, again, that we just got done talking about, they've been actually putting in a lot of work in this game, except for the online experience, which is ass, right? They've been pumping out content for this game, new characters, new DLCs, new season passes. There's still like 2 or 3 more characters that need to come out within the season pass, right? So it's pretty cool. Marvel vs. Capcom, people have been wanting Marvel vs. Capcom to come back for years. And Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is going to be at CEO, which is going to be hype as shit. Because I think people have been wanting to generate buzz around the game, because everybody wants a Marvel vs. Capcom 4, right? Dragon Ball FighterZ is going to be. I really hope it's not online. I'm not reading too much about it right now, but I really hope it's not online, because that's going to be really bad. People play for a lot of money at these tournaments, and to have Dragon Ball FighterZ online isn't a good look, honestly. Oh, and Smash Bros. Hell no. Smash Bros. Online is ass. So this is most likely going to be um, an in-person tournament. Oh yeah, it's going to be in Orlando, Florida. Ooh, it's going to be in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be in Orlando, Florida. That's crazy. That's only a plane. That's only like an 8-hour drive for me. It's only a 2-hour flight for me, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's us talking about fighting game shit, right? We gotta breeze through this real quick. Before we get into Battlefield, we're gonna talk about where you at. Where you at? Power Rangers. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is another fighting game, which I didn't see on any of those lists, which is kind of ass. But anyway, they did a crossover with Street Fighter, which is crazy, because It's one of our favorite games. Me, Shooting Star Sheriff, and another friend of ours, Tayla. It's Tayla May 22 on Twitch. Check her out. But anyway, they did a crossover with Street Fighter, and it's pretty hype. I'm gonna play the trailer in the background while we talk about while we talk about some other stuff real quick. More on Hey Listen, Invincible. If you haven't seen Invincible, watch it. I don't think Shooting Star Sheriff has watched it, which you need to, because we still gotta have our podcast about our Invincible episode. We still gotta talk about it. Still gotta bring one of the homies on board so he can talk about it with us. But yeah, also Yasuke. If you haven't started watching Yasuke, it's on Netflix. It's about a black samurai. It's a pretty dope show. It kind of reminds me of Afro Samurai, but a more new age anime-esque type of thing or whatever, right? He's basically new Afro Samurai, except Afro would probably smoke the fuck out of this dude, to be completely honest. Shadow and Bone is another show that I'm watching personally, right? If you haven't watched it, it's pretty dope. It's like a fantasy type of TV show. It's pretty dope. I like shit like that. Fantasy magical show, right? My Hero season 5. I saw something somewhere. Somebody was talking about my Villo Academia. I don't know if that's like a title that they just decided to put up, or if that's actually going to happen with the villain arc in season 5. I've only seen episodes like 1, 2, and 3 of season 5 of My Hero. So I mean, I can't really talk too much about this, but I know Shooting Star Sheriff has actually read the manga, right? He's read the manga, so he can talk more about this in a second. Let's get into. I know that was a mouthful. Let's get into some of this real quick. And I'm just playing a bunch of trailers back to back, honestly, in the background. But yeah, let's get into this real quick. We're talking about oh yeah, any shows you're watching real quick? Any TV shows you're watching real quick? We're not gonna go too in depth on the TV shows. Just like name like 2 or 3 that you're watching right now that you're really interested in.
Oh yeah. I'm watching. Well, I'm still getting through season 2 of Love, Death, Robots on Netflix. I am watching Invincible, by the way. So I am watching that. And I am also watching Master of None, the new season of that. So those are
Okay.
three I'm
Have
watching.
you been watching My Hero? Have you been on that?
My Hero, no, actually, no, not really. I've been reading a lot of My Hero through my Shonen Jump app though.
Okay, cool. Let's actually. So the My Villain Academia, is that an arc? Is that like what the villain arc is called?
Yeah, it kind of just focuses more on the villains.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a little arc.
No spoilers though. But yeah, I know people were talking about that, so I'm kind of hyped to actually start back watching the manga so we can get into that. That's pretty cool. Have you been playing? Have you been playing Power Rangers? I know we always talk about we need to get a little tournament between you, me, and Tay. Playing the Power Rangers game. But have you been playing Power Rangers?
No, and I know the Ryu and Chun Li are out now, right?
They are, and they fucking hype. I actually had a stream. You missed the stream, bro. You left right before the stream, right before the Power Ranger stream. But yeah, no, they're hype, and they don't follow the rules of anybody else in the game, which is pretty cool. They actually follow the rules of their own game as far as like inputs and stuff like that. So they actually have quarter circle moves, and they also have charge moves, which is kind of dope. And like the way their links work and stuff like that is pretty cool. But yeah, they are hype. They are actually fucking hype. Hold up. I'm gonna
How
play.
much is that? How much is that season pass?
It's only like 15, bro. Like I think the characters are like $5 each or something like that.
I'll just buy the season pass just in case they announce another character.
Oh, they won't announce another character, but because it's the Street Fighter Pass, and it's basically just those 2 characters. But
Okay, well, I mean, I'll just buy the pass for both of them. I mean, man, it's kind of funny because I still bought Power Rangers on Switch, but I'll probably just buy the pass on PlayStation, so I can just play them on PlayStation.
yeah, because if you buy it on PlayStation, we could still play together. We can
We can play it on anything.
Yeah.
It's super crossplay.
All right, I'm gonna play some of my gameplay in the background real quick for the rest of the podcast.
You see that, right? You see what happens,
Okay.
right? You see what happens.
That was me being hella pissed because at the end of the stream, this person rage quit on me because they were trying to zone me out, and they rage quit on me. We're not gonna get into that though. But this is me just like kind of going through their inputs and stuff like that. But I'm gonna play that for the rest of the podcast real quick. But what else? Oh yeah, actually, wait. So Do you don't play shooter games, do you?
I mean,
Cause
I like Borderlands and stuff like that.
yeah, cause I was gonna get into Battlefield 2042, but we can just talk about that. I played the trailer already. People have already seen it if they're watching it on YouTube, so we don't have to get too much into it. But it's a futuristic Battlefield. I'm not sure how futuristic they're gonna go with it because it's 2042. That's only 20 years into our future. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure how many technical advancements they decided to put in the game, but I'm looking forward to
Every,
it.
everybody's wearing Iron Man suits.
There you go. Everybody's Iron Man. Everybody's Iron Man. Nah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I've definitely been wanting to get back into some shooter games. The only thing about it is like shooter games for one take forever as far as like a match, right? One match just takes forever, bro. Especially Battlefield, man. Those things be taking like 30 minutes to an hour. It's crazy. Also, they take up so much space. They're always like 70 to 100 gigs. I think Call of Duty right now is probably like 200 gigabytes. 200 gigabytes, bro.
I was gonna say, have you ever heard of a game called Rainbow Six Siege?
Wait,
That game's like fucking 300 gigs, bro. Like that game is huge.
I have that game. I have Rainbow Six. But like again, like you said, they're always so much. I mean, they're so big. Like the file sizes are huge, and I just can't bring myself to play them. Like I already have Mortal Kombat 11, which is 200 gigabytes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a fighting game I actually play with my homies. You know, like none of my homies play, or at least like none of my homies play these games. So I'm usually like playing by myself. I don't really have like a team or anything like that. You know, so it's never really advantageous for me to actually go in and play the game for extended periods of time because I don't have anybody to play with really. You know, but I am looking
feel
forward.
you on.
Yeah,
I
I am
feel you
looking
on.
forward to the Battlefield game. I'm definitely going to cop it. Hopefully, I can get my hands on a beta, which we will play on stream if I do get my hands on a beta. Again, you see it on the screen. I keep on plugging myself, but you know it is what it is. This is a podcast anyway, so you know it's gonna get plugged either way it goes. But yeah, um, but yeah, that was Hey Listen, and then we're gonna get into a quest log. I'll wait till this finish. Quest log games that I am playing right now. Right, I'm gonna say the games that I'm playing. I'm gonna tell you the games that I need to get back into that are in my backlog. And then Shooting Star Sheriff is gonna get into his shit, and then we're gonna talk about him a little bit. Right, I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth on Biomutant and Virtua Fighter 5 because Sony, I think Sony actually put money behind Virtua Fighter 5 and Virtua Fighter 5 coming back. They are putting a lot of emphasis in esports, and by Sony buying Evo, putting money into Virtua Fighter 5 just shows their dedication to fighting games, right? They believe in the fighting games, and it's really good for the fighting game community because the fighting game community is very niche and small, and the fighting game community doesn't really get a lot of press, right? Like the biggest prize pools in fighting games aren't anywhere near the biggest prize pools in shit like Dota, shit like fucking League of Legends, shit like Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like those games get so much more love when it comes to tournaments and stuff like that, which in my opinion, my humble opinion, fighting games take more skill. But the top players like get paid out $200 for being in top 8. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in top 8 at Evo, you probably got $200 for being a top 8. If you were number 1, if you won a tournament, you probably got $10,000, 10,000 to maybe like $25,000 or something like that. You know, but like the the gap between first place and like 8th place is crazy, right? Or like top 8, or like first place to 4th place. 4th place probably got like 1,000, like not even $1,000. You know what I mean? Like it's very low. But yeah, but because Sony's putting money into the FGC, and putting love into the FGC, I think it's gonna make things a lot better for fighting game people, right? Within the community. But yeah, I'm playing Biomutant. I just got it. The game, in my opinion, is really fun. I'll give my very brief my very brief review of it in a second. I'm also playing Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. Really dope game. I used to play Virtua Fighter when I was a kid. I started with Virtua Fighter either 3 or 4. And then I played a lot of Virtua Fighter 5, Final Showdown and shit like that. Back when I didn't really know anything about fighting games, now I'm actually trying to get good at it. My character that I play is Eileen and Shundi. Shundi, Monkey Fist, Eileen, Kaioken, which is the Monkey Fist, right? Kaioken, she's basically Goku but in female version. You know what I mean? And it's an actual martial arts style in real life, which is pretty cool. And then also we have I'm playing Street Fighter 5 again. I'm trying to get good with my Cammy. Also Mortal Kombat 11. You know what I'm saying? Giving the homie it's Tayla May 22 the hands. Giving out hands. Playing Joker. Playing I'm playing Joker. I'm playing the Scumbag, which if you know who the Scumbag is, then it is what it is. I'm also playing some Devora. You know what I'm saying? Those are my 3 mains right now. Also, what else? Games I gotta get back into. Now this right here is a long list, but I'm just gonna name like 2 or 3. I gotta beat Last of Us 2. I got stuck. So I'm playing on the hardest mode, and I refuse to lower the difficulty, which I should do, but I refuse to do it. I'm playing. I got stuck on a level where like they lock you in this little small room, and you got to fight like 20 infected. I hate it. I barely have bullets. It's terrible. I didn't prepare. Um, Also, I have to get back into Ghost of Tsushima because that game was legit made for me. I love it so much. The game looks beautiful. I have a 4K monitor. It looks gorgeous on it. It's crazy. I absolutely love that game. I need to get back into it. Also, Dragon Quest. That game is amazing. The reason I stopped playing Dragon Quest, which is the reason I stopped playing a lot of games, is it's really hard to stream it. But I think I can stream it comfortably now. But yeah, back when my computer I didn't have like a new like right now I got a Ryzen 9, right? But and I need to get a new GPU, but that's probably not gonna happen until like next year. Before I had like a Ryzen 3, which is terrible for streaming, but yeah, it was just hard to stream and I couldn't stream it. So I really wanted to stream it. So that's why that's why I didn't play, you know? So those are the games that I'm playing and the games that I need to get back into. Before we get too in depth on like our reviews and stuff like that, I'll let the boy Shooting Star Sheriff tell you the stuff that he's playing, the stuff that he wants to get that he needs to get back into, and maybe some games that he's looking forward to. Maybe give like a review or 2 of the stuff that you're playing right now, and then I will end the show off with my little review of Biomutant.
All right. Yeah. So I'm actually knocking out a lot of games that are a little bit smaller, just so I can actually get some games off of my Switch. Right now I am playing Ori and the Blind Forest, the definitive edition. I recently learned that that game isn't a terribly long game, but I definitely wanted to get into the Ori games. Heard a lot of good things about them, so playing Ori and the Blind Forest right now. Also, I'm still actively playing through Dragon Quest 11, and Pokemon Snap because I really wanted a really chill game to play. Ori and the Blind Forest and Pokemon Snap I will probably finish the soonest. Going things I need to go back to finish. I'll just drop 2 games. Is Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, not the main story, but the extra story. So the stuff that takes place
My
after the
my
ending
bad,
of the
real
main game.
quick. Xenoblade Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I'm actually also playing that on Switch. I used to have it on 3DS, but my 3DS got stolen. To be completely 100 with you all. But yeah, I'm actually playing it on Switch too. I had to just put that in there real quick because I completely forgot about it. Not gonna lie. But yeah,
Yeah,
back to what you were saying.
no, yeah. So I just want to finish up the extra story on Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Not Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Jesus Christ. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Wanted to finish the extra story on that. So want to go back to that. Another game I desperately want to get back to is Atelier Ryza 2. Like I said earlier in the podcast, it's a very chill game, and because it's so chill, so I ain't gonna lie, I have fallen asleep synthesizing stuff and crafting and outdoing alchemy like I did with the first game, which is why I ended up getting it on Switch because I just wanted to chill in the bed and play it. So I definitely want to get back into that game, but I know I can easily spend almost 50, 60 plus hours in Atelier Ryza 2. So definitely those are the two games I definitely want to get back to playing. Is Xenoblade and Atelier, but I'm trying to knock out some of the easier stuff. That way I can kind of work my and then one day I'll finish Dragon Quest 11. Hopefully I finish it before Dragon Quest 12 comes out.
You and me both. Are there any? Is there any game that you want to just give like a little short review on real quick? Tell people what you think about it. Like your favorite game that you're playing right now, or one of the games that you put most of the time into real quick.
Yeah, Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Now,
Bro, I gotta get back into Super Dragon Ball Heroes too. I gotta get back into that game, bro. And then we actually have to play some matches, because that's the whole reason we got it, because we were on like our card game kick. We were on our card game kick, and we really wanted to play card game. And me personally, my favorite card game that I've ever played is Dragon Ball Super Card Game. That's the only card game that I actually played intensively, besides Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. And I was like, because I just love Dragon Ball, and the only reason I like the Dragon Ball Super Card Game is because it's Dragon Ball, right? And then I got the boy Shooting Star Sheriff to play with me a long time ago. When I moved out of the city or whatever, I didn't have anybody to play with, so I stopped playing. I was like, yeah, I want to get back into this, but I don't have anybody to play with. So we decided to get the Dragon Ball Super Hero game, which you actually put me on that shit. And I was like, we gonna get this shit, we gonna play it, and we gonna actually battle each other. That never happened. I need to get back into that. Actually, how much time have you put into that game?
Actually, hold on. Let me look at my hold on. Let me look at my. I can take a look at that on the Switch.
While you're doing that, give us a little review of it real quick.
I mean, it's okay. Like, this game is old. It's been out for 2 years, but I've only got 15 hours in it. So it's basically just kind of like it. Well, Dragon Ball. Let me back up a little bit. Dragon Ball Heroes is an actual physical card game, arcade card game that you play in Japan. This is World Mission, which is the Switch port. It is just a Switch port of that arcade game. It goes on sale a lot too, on the eShop. But all you do is you build a deck of your favorite Dragon Ball heroes and villains, and you play card and you basically play it as a card game, with other people online, or you play through the story mode to get more points, so you can open up more packs of cards. There's over like 1,000 cards in the game, so there's, even if you're coming in as a new player, there's tons of content there for you to just play. The only thing is that I wish they would have kept the game updated, because I think now they're in Super Dragon Ball Heroes Big Bang Mission, which that's the newest one. So that's the only thing I wish they would have kept it updated. I'm crossing my fingers for another port. Bandai Namco loves outputting the Dragon Ball games anyway, so hopefully there's another port for World Mission. But yeah, if you like card games, you like Dragon Ball, you like the Switch, it's definitely great game. It's a great game.
It is. Again, I have to get back into it, because I definitely want to smoke you with my Goku Black team whenever I build it. But yeah, so let's actually get into Biomutant, right? Let's talk a little bit about Biomutant. Actually, let me see if I have a stream of Biomutant real quick.
Oh yeah, are you talking about Sonic Colors Ultimate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Sonic Colors Ultimate is getting released for everything actually. It's Switch, PS4, PS5, whatever your taste is, Xbox. And I think it's not coming to Steam. I think it's coming to either Steam or the Epic Game Store, so it'll be available on PC some kind of way. I know people feel some type of way about Epic Game Store, but I digress. That's a whole nother conversation. Not getting into that. But yeah, there's two games coming out. There's that, and then there's the Sonic Rangers, which is what people are saying it's going to be called. Coming out early 2020. Well, I said early. Jesus Christ, 2022. Hopefully, I'm actually gonna pump the brakes on the Ranger stuff. I'm not expecting gameplay, even though this game has been in development for 4+ years, almost 5. They just released the teaser. I don't know if they're going to release a gameplay trailer for E3. I don't even think Sega is going to really be doing anything Sonic related at E3 this year. So I'm holding my breath on that because I feel like they really want to push Sonic Colors Ultimate. They really want that to come out. Which Colors is not a bad game. It is a decent game for what it is. But it's been over 10 years, so it'll be cool to see it remastered and everything.
It would. I mean, is it something that I'm gonna get? No, but I am going to tune into your streams if you stream it. If you decide to get it on one of your consoles that you can stream it on, I would definitely tune into the stream every time you stream or every time you make a video on YouTube, and I will watch you play it.
Oh yeah, I've already made my mind up. I'm getting it on PlayStation.
Sounds dope. So okay, let's get into this, right? Let's get into Biomutant. Now, since the game came out, there has been an update that fixed some of the issues that I had with it. But starting off, right, Biomutant is really cool. The crafting is really cool in it. The world is really cool. The world looks beautiful. I love the Kung Fu Panda esque type of vibe it got going on, mixed with a little bit of Devil May Cry, mixed with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little Frankenstein type of game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, what did I say? I said the combat. I said the weapon making and stuff like that is really dope. Like you literally build your weapon. Like you can put the hilt. You know, you can put any type of hilt you want. You can put any type of blade you want. You can add the effects you want. Like it's dope. That's crafting basically, right? The armor system is really cool. You know, like the loot system is really cool. Every time, like you always feel like you're progressing in the game. Like whenever you find loot, you always feel like it's useful. You know what I mean? You can upgrade your gear. You can upgrade your character's attacks and stuff like that. You can upgrade your abilities in the game. Like everything is pretty cool about the game, except the frame rate issues that I had were terrible. Like it was running at like, it was saying 60, but it was running at like 30, sometimes 20 a little bit. It was real choppy. The combat felt a little weird, which I think they fixed. Because like the combat felt all over the place, man. Like actually, let me see if I can get if I can find an area in yeah, okay, cool. This is the combat. So the combat is all over the place, right? At one, like the camera is all over the place. It's so weird to see. As you can see right here, it's too much going on. And like whenever you like slice an opponent, it feels like nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't any feedback or anything like that. It was just terrible for me personally. But like I said, they fixed that. They've added sounds to it. They've added feedback in the controller and stuff like that. They fixed some of the frame rate issues and all of that. What else? The narrator, right? So the narrator, and I'll go up here, right? So stuff like this always happens. It's kind of like Fallout or something like that, where you go up and talk to a person, and then like there's speech bubbles and stuff like that, and you pick what you want to say, all of that. But it happens so much, especially in boss fights. Like it happens way too much, way too much. It takes you out of the immersiveness of it, right? So my friend, my homie Chris, he put it this way, right? When he was fighting the boss, it took the urgency out of it. It took like the emotion out of the boss fight, because they would stop and do shit like this. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. But they stopped and did stuff like this. The entirety of the fight, every time they get to like a little break point, it would stop, and then they would do a cutscene. You would click it, and then they'll go back into the fight, and then it would stop it, and then go into a cutscene, and then you would go back to like it's too much. And then also the narrator. The narrator's narrating the game is cool. It's like somebody reading you a book, reading your story, or something like that. But none of the characters have individuality, if that makes sense, right? Like it's really hard to care about the characters when there's one person voicing every character. And the person doesn't really voice the characters. He speaks, he translates them for you, right? So it's not like someone speaking in their voice, but in the voice of another character. It's basically the person explaining what they said to you, right? Like something like this real quick. I'll show you. So pretty much the characters, they mumble, and then he'll say, oh, so from this day on, he says he'll do this for you, type of shit, right? Which isn't the best way to tell a story if you're in video game format, right? If you're gonna narrate the story, just narrate it and don't have them do the little mumble trying to be individuals when it's really hard for them to be individualistic in that way. You know what I mean? But other than that, again, the game is fun. The story isn't the greatest story in the world, but it's by a team of 20 people, a small indie studio. And other than that, honestly, like I said, it's pretty fun. The game is really cool. They fixed a lot of the issues, like technical issues that I had with the game, and I think they're going to continue to do more. So as long as you know what you're getting yourself into, this is a really good game to play. And I would definitely say maybe wait until it goes on sale. Honestly, I couldn't see paying $60 for it. Like, I didn't pay 60 for it. You know what I mean? I got it for like 40. So yeah, I couldn't really see anybody paying 60 for it or recommend you pay 60 for it, because I kind of find that hard to say, actually, because on one hand, you're supporting this indie studio, and if you support them, they're gonna come out with more shit like this, right? And then it's gonna be better because they're getting all of this feedback from everybody, and they know what to fix and what to change and shit like that. As far as like story wise, like at the end of this game's life cycle, the game is probably going to be really polished, right? Like all of those technical issues that I'm having are going to be polished, but the story stuff and like the story elements and the gameplay elements, like the voice acting and stuff like that, won't be fixed because they can't fix it. The game is done, right? But the next game, they know what to do, and they'll probably have a bigger budget if everybody buys the game at $60. They'll probably have a bigger budget to actually hire voice actors and shit like that. You know what I mean? But again, the game is cool. If you play Conker's Bad Fur Day, you're gonna love this game. You're gonna love this game. I don't want to give it I don't want to give it a score, but if I did have to give it a score, I'll give it 7.5.
That's a pretty decent score. That's a pretty decent score.
You know what?
I was actually gonna ask you too. Is it something that you? I mean, if you had to buy if you could go back in time, would you buy it? Would you still buy the game, or would you wait for like a lower sale? I was gonna ask you that, but you already answered it.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, if personally I had to buy it again, then and I couldn't get it for the price that I got it for, knowing what I know now, I would definitely wait. To be completely honest, but also it's like I do still want to support developers. So if I was like, if it depends on how I felt, right? If I had, you know, a lot of money in the bank account, and I was like, okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? I want to support these developers. Let me go ahead and, you know, just pay the 60 for it. But like, if it was like, oh, I have to pick between this game and another game at the same price, I would like, if I had to pick between this game and Guilty Gear Strive, I would probably just buy Guilty Gear Strive, if we're being completely honest. But like, because I got this game cheap and I also got Guilty Gear Strive cheap, I was able to get both of them. Simple as that, right? But yeah, that's how I feel about the game. I'm definitely gonna beat the game and sink some more hours into it. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about the character design. The character design in this game is dope as shit. Also, you get to play mechs, like you get to like play with big mechs and like big automatron suits and stuff like that. It's pretty dope. I don't know, like just the design of it and stuff like that, the way they work. I think you use like animals or something like that. You use like little small animals to shoot at people and stuff. It's really dope. It's really dope. Just like the whole concept of the game, right? You play as these kung fu master. Is it anthropomorphic? Is anthropomorphic?
Anthropomorphic is definitely the term you're looking for.
The term, yeah, right. These anthropomorphic kung fu masters is really dope. And like me, again, I like, you know, Japanese culture or just like Asian culture in general. I like the samurais. I like the kung fu, the karate. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. The martial arts. I'm not a furry. I'm not big on that culture. But these little characters are pretty cool. And like again, it just looks beautiful. I remember the moment I decided I was going to get this game, it was me and Shooting Star Sheriff. We were actually, I think we were on a stream maybe, and we were just like watching the trailer, and we were so hyped for it. I was like, oh shit, This looks dope as shit. Look what you can do. What? You got these abilities. You got this, and this. Man, I gotta get this game. And then I ended up getting it. And that excitement is still here, but it is stunted or halted or dialed down a little bit by those technical issues and the issue of the whole narration and shit like that. It's kind of weird to me. Not gonna lie. But again, like I said, other than that, love the game. I still recommend people play it. Whatever your budget allows, wait for the price to be within your budget. You know what I mean? That's all I can say. And with that being said, this has been episode 17 of Nerd Shit. Thank you all so much for tuning in and just sticking with us, man. You know, if you're from season 1 and the brief season 2 had, because season 2 was like 2 episodes, because we were trying to do some shit with season 2 and it just didn't work out, and we just had to take a back seat real quick and just figure out some shit with the podcast and stuff like that. But like, if you've been rocking with us from the beginning, or if you just happen to click on the shit because you saw the thumbnail or you like the thumbnail or whatever it might be, if you just saw it in your podcasting app and you're like, let me click on this, they're talking about some shit that I might care about. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we're gonna be coming back again. Like I said, we're gonna be coming back bigger, better, harder than ever. And again, I can't thank whoever is listening to this enough. Definitely subscribe to the the YouTube. Definitely follow us on Facebook because we do be doing little short nerd shit episodes on Facebook and stuff like that. Pretty cool. But yeah, you want to give a little outro or anything like that, or are you good?
Also, if you do want to just keep up with both of us individually, we also have the fighting game dojo with Keon. If you like fighting games, or if you just like some of that anime weeb shit, come over here to the Shooting Star Sheriff. I got that for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. And we out this bitch. Peace. Catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.